Hi 10th. So I'm shooting this video in night, so there may exist little bit light problems and all. You have to adjust with that. There is no other way. And as you know, we have discussed about example 6. Now we are going to discuss example 7 through this video. And after discussing example 7, we will open exercise. Only one exercise is there in this chapter, but that exercise consists of plenty of questions. And so I'm not going to waste time, so let me remind you one thing. See, as always, let me tell you, this question is very important. Example question and exercise, all the things are very, very, very important. So let me start the example 7, and just after that we will open exercise. Okay, please watch the video well, practice the question. While watching video, you are not supposed to write notes. Please don't do that. You just watch the video once, and after that you can open the video again and you can write notes. But while watching the video, first you are not supposed to write notes. Please watch the video alone. What you have to do is just take a rough note and a pen and write and study. While watching the video, you can do that. You can go for rough work for practice, but don't write your fair note while watching the video. Okay, and so let me start example 7 now. See example 7. Read this question. From a point on a bridge across a river, the angles of depression of the banks on opposite sides of the river are 30 degree and 45 degree respectively. If the bridge is at a height of 3 meter from the banks, find the width of the river. So very interesting question, but the problem is how to understand the question, how to understand the exact meaning of the question, how to draw the figure. Since it is example, they given a figure, but don't expect this kind of figure with the question. You are supposed to draw this figure yourself. Since it is example, they are giving the figure, but you can see in any one of the exercise you cannot see figure. Only some exercise only they have given figure, but in board exam don't expect that. Okay, and from a point on a bridge across a river. So let me draw a river and a bridge. Then the scene will be clear for us. Let me draw a river and a bridge. Okay, and so I will draw a river first, and see, let it represents the river. Any problem? Okay, river is flowing in this way, and across the river a bridge is there. Okay, so let me draw that bridge also. Let it be the bridge. Any problem? And this is the bridge across the river, and river is flowing in this way. You can understand, no? River is flowing in this way, and this is what is bridge. Okay, and so from a point on a bridge across a river, that means you have to consider a point on a bridge. So I'm going to consider a point P on a bridge. So this is the bridge. So let me consider a point P on that bridge. Any problem? No. And read the next line. The angle of depression of the banks from the point on a bridge, and this is our point P. So from that point P, the question is saying that from a point on a bridge. So we have considered the point as P. So now from the point P, the angle of depression of the banks on opposite sides of the river are 30 degree and 45 degree. What is the meaning of that question? From the point P, someone is focusing both side of the banks. That means from the point P, someone is focusing to the banks of the river on both sides. That angle of depression is given. Okay, that means someone is there on P. His height is negligible. According to this situation, let that observer's height is negligible. If it is not negligible, it could given in the question, but it is not given in the question. That means his or her height is negligible. So let us consider it as a point P. Okay, so in order to draw angle of depression, what that person going to see? That person is going to focus on both side. That person is going to focus the both side of the river. That means both banks of the river. So how many banks are there? See, here one bank is there. Here, Thiram. തീരമാണെന്നുള്ള ബാങ്ക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? തീരമാണ്. അതായത് ഈ പോയിൻ്റ് പിയിൽ നിന്നും ഈ പുഴയുടെ ഇരുവശത്തുമുള്ള തീരത്തെ ഒരാൾ നോക്കിക്കാണുന്നു. ആ ആളുടെ ഹൈറ്റ് അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ദ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഹിസ് ഹൈറ്റ് മേ ബി നെഗ്ലിജിബിൾ. ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഗിവൺ ഇൻ ദ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. സോ ഹീ ഈസ് ഫോക്കസിങ് ടു ദ ബോത്ത് ബാങ്ക്സ്. രണ്ട് തീരങ്ങളിലോട്ടും അയാൾ നോക്കുന്നു ഈ പോയിൻ്റ് പിയിൽ നിന്നും. അപ്പോൾ അയാൾ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ള ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷനാണ് തന്നേക്കുന്നത്. ഒരു തീരത്തിലോട്ട് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ള ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ 30 ഡിഗ്രിയും മറു തീരത്തിലോട്ട് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ള ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ ഈസ് 45 ഡിഗ്രി എന്നാണ് തന്നേക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം, ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു ഡ്രോ ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ, ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ വി ആർ സപ്പോസ് ടു ഡ്രോ ഹിസ് ഓർ ഹെയർ horizontal level of sight. So what will be the horizontal level of sight? See, this is going to be the horizontal level of sight. Any doubt? Isn't it? This is going to be his or her horizontal level of sight. See, this is going to be the horizontal level of sight. This line is going to be the horizontal level. I know that, you know that horizontal level of sight എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അയാൾ അവിടെ നിന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നേരെ നോക്കുമ്പോഴുള്ള ലൈനാണ്. ഇതല്ലേ നേരെ നോക്കുമ്പോഴുള്ള ലൈൻ. So that is what is horizontal level of sight. And let me draw the first line of sight towards the first bank. And let it be the first bank and let it be the second bank. ഇത് ആദ്യത്തെ തീരം, ഇത് രണ്ടാമത്തെ തീരം. സോ ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു മാർക്ക് ദ ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ ടുവേർഡ്സ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബാങ്ക്, we are supposed to draw horizontal level of sight. So we have drawn that. Then we are supposed to draw the line of sight towards the first bank. And this is going to be the line of sight towards the first bank. This is going to be the line of sight. ഈ ഒരു രേഖയിലൂടെ നോക്കിയല്ലേ അയാളെ ബാങ്ക് കാണുള്ളൂ. യെസ്. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഈസ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ബി ദ ലൈൻ ഓഫ് സൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ ടുവേർഡ്സ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബാങ്ക്. ആർ യു ഫോളോയിങ് മീ? Yes, and this is going to be that angle of depression. Okay, and next, from the same point P, same observer is focusing the second bank. So this is going to be the what? Line of sight at that time, and angle between line of sight and horizontal level, and this is going to be the angle of depression at that time. And one angle of depression is given as 30 degree and another is given as 45 degree. So you can mark here 30 degree, you can mark here 45 degree. Otherwise you can mark here 45 degree, you can mark here 30 degree, as you wish. But from my figure, in the figure it is my figure. So when we analyze my figure, comparatively this angle is lesser than that of this angle. So I am going to give it as 30 degree and I am going to mark it as 45 degree. Any problem? Any problem? Okay, no problem. Then if the bridge is at a height of 3 meter, the next thing is given is the bridge is at a height of 3 meter. So bridge is at a height of 3 meter. From the banks, find the width of the river. So bridge in the height എന്താണ്? 3 meter ആണ്. So how you can mark height of a particular object? That height should be always perpendicular. So height we are supposed to draw straight. That means how you can see ഒരു ബ്രിഡ്ജിൻ്റെ ഹൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു പാലത്തിൻ്റെ ഹൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് അത് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്? പുഴയുടെ ലെവലിൽ നിന്നും ആ റിവറിൻ്റെ ലെവലിൽ നിന്നും പാലത്തിലോട്ടുള്ള perpendicular distance ആണ് height എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, isn't it? So bridge height is nothing but this one. See this one. And for the time being, let me draw this as the level of the river. Let me draw. I'm going to represent by using this line. This line represent the level of the river. So the perpendicular distance between the bridge and the level of the river is going to be the height of the river, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, the perpendicular distance between the bridge and the level of the river is going to be the height of the bridge, and that height is given as what? 3 meter. That means this distance is given as what? 3 meter. So you may understood the figure. And what we are supposed to find? We are supposed to find the width of the river. From this figure, which is width of the river? See, from what is the distance between this point and this point, that this distance is going to be the width of the river. In short, this side of this triangle will give you, this is a triangle, no? See, this is a triangle, no? So when you consider this triangle, this side will give you the width of the river. You may understood. I'm not going to explain again and again, you may, because the thing is very clear. So for the better clarity of the figure, I'm going to redraw the figure. Okay, this is the situation according to the question. But so once you draw a situation, if the things are not clear for you, what you can do, you can redraw the same figure for better understanding. Okay, so let me let me consider the figure only, the main thing only I am going to redraw. So you are supposed to draw like a figure like this. If you are confusing with the same figure, let me redraw that figure. When I am redrawing figure, I am not going to draw the bridge and figure the river and everything once again, because it is already in the first figure. So let me only draw the main concept only. That means this point P, that P is on the bridge. You may see this point I drawn. I'm not going to draw the bridge and the river and all, because again we will get in confusion. That's why. Okay, because ഇവിടെ എല്ലാം കൂടി ആയപ്പോൾ ഒരു കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ പോലെ തോന്നുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ മെയിൻ കാര്യങ്ങൾ മാത്രം റീഡ്രോ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് പി ഐ ഹാവ് ഡ്രോൺ, ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഈസ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബാങ്ക് and this is the second bank. Okay, and see, this is let this point represent the first bank, let this point represent second bank, and this is what is the level of the river. And this is an observer is at P, so let it be his horizontal level of sight. Any problem? And this is the line of sight towards the first bank, and this is the angle of depression at that time, and this is the line of sight towards the second bank, and this is going to be the angle of depression at that time, and let it be 30 degree, let it be 45 degree according to the question. And it is very clear in the question that the height of the bridge is given as 3 meters. So height of the bridge should be the distance between the bridge and the level of the river, and this is going to be the height of the bridge at that time, and it is given as 3 meters. Now the figure is very clear, no? Okay, so we have drawn the situation, and I redrawn the main essence of the question. Okay, and what we have to calculate, if we are represent it as A and it as B, and let it be some Q, we need AB is represented by the width of the river. You may understood. Okay, and now we just see, can you consider this line and this line as parallel? Can you consider, I am repeating, can you consider this line and this line as parallel? Yes. So that means if you consider this line and this line as parallel lines, and if you consider this as a transversal, see, if you have any doubt, I am ready to redraw once again. Redraw in the sense parallel lines and transversal. See, you just consider this line and this line. Can you call these two lines as parallel? Of course, because it represents horizontal level and it represents sea level. Anyway, horizontal level should be parallel to the base. So in that way, these two lines, that means this line and this line should be parallel. And for the time being, can you consider this as a transversal between these two parallel lines? Yes. If you are considering this line and this line as parallel, then you can consider this as a transversal. So which are the alternative interior angles so formed? Alternative interior angles so formed are this angle and this angle. When you consider this line and this line as a parallel lines, and if you consider this as a transversal, so formed alternative interior angles are this angle and this angle. That means if it is 30 degree, of course this also will be what? 30 degree. You may understood. It's very clear, isn't it? And we already explained that in the previous question. We already explained, because I told you when we mark this angle of depression, that will be out of the frame. What we supposed to do? Angle of depression we can mark here only, but by using the concept of alternative interior angles, we can mark the same angle here. Why? Because if you consider these two lines as parallel lines, if you consider this as a transversal, so formed alternative interior angle should be equal. That means this pair of angles should be equal. So here we understood that it is angle of depression, that is 30 degree. So it also will be 30 degree by using alternative interior angles property. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നതും നമുക്ക് പ്രോബ്ലത്തിന് ആവശ്യമുള്ളതും എന്താണ്? ട്രയാങ്കിൾ ആണ്. അപ്പം ഇവിടെ ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമ്പം ഈ 30 ഡിഗ്രി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമുക്ക് വേണ്ട ട്രയാങ്കിൾ ഇതാണ്. നമുക്ക് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ട്രയാങ്കിൾ വേണം. അതായത് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഏത് ട്രയാങ്കിളാണ് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുക? ഈ ഒരു ട്രയാങ്കിളാണ് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുക. ഈ ട്രയാങ്കിളിനുള്ളിലായിരുന്നോ ഈ 30 ഡിഗ്രി? അല്ല. ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് ഡിപ്രഷൻ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും അത് പുറത്തായിരിക്കും. അതിനെ ട്രയാങ്കിളിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരാനാണ് നമ്മൾ ആൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ് ഇൻറ്റീരിയർ ആംഗിൾസ് എന്നുള്ള പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തത്. കാരണം ട്രയാങ്കിളിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഉള്ളിലൊരു ആംഗിൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് കാര്യമുള്ളൂ. നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു, നമ്മൾ എക്സാമ്പിൾ 6ൽ we already discussed in deep. And once again, similarly, if you consider this line and this line as parallel lines, and for the time being, if you consider this as the transversal, so formed alternative interior angles are this angle and this angle. That also should be equal. That means if this is 45 degree, automatically this also will be 45 degree. When if you consider this line and this line as parallel lines, and if you consider this as a transversal, so formed alternative interior angle should be equal. That means if it is 45 degree, and this is also will be 45 degree. And now that all the things we have marked, and now it is a time to write step by step. I'm not going to write, I will tell you what all the things you have to mention, what all you can write notes yourself in your own words, no problem, but everything should be there. And what all the things you can represent here. P is a point, consider P is here, P is a point on the bridge, okay, and PQ represents the height of the bridge, AB represents the width of the river, where A represents a point on the first bank, B represents a point on the second bank. രണ്ട് വശത്തും തീരങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാവും. ഓക്കെ, മനസ്സിലായി? So that is enough. That is enough. Okay, and what we have to, so you have to write all the things which I have mentioned, and what we have to find out, we have to find out the width of the river. Here width of the river is nothing but AB, so we have to calculate what width of river. That means in this figure width of the river is nothing but AB. You may understood. So you may understood width of the river is nothing but AB from the figure. So all the things you have to write here. What is the width of the river in this figure, height of the bridge, all the things you have to write here. And to find width of the river, that is the only thing in the question, we have to find out the width, and that is what is AB. Okay, so in order to calculate AB, I told you which triangle you can consider. You have to consider right triangle, isn't it? So how many right triangles you can see in this figure? Anyway, in order to apply trigonometric ratio, through trigonometric ratio only we can calculate the answer of this question. In order to use trigonometric ratio, we have to make the presence, or we have to identify the presence of right triangle. How many right triangles you can see in this figure? 2 right triangles. Which all are there? AQP is the first right triangle, because obviously this angle should be 90 degree, because this is what is height of the bridge. Height should be perpendicular to the level. So AQP is the first right triangle, and which is the second right triangle? PQB is the second right triangle. This is the first right triangle, this is the second right triangle. Apply, consider 2 right triangles separately. Okay, so you know one thing, you just consider this right triangle and calculate AQ. You can easily calculate that. And next you can consider this right triangle, and you can easily calculate QB. Once you get AQ and QB, just add AQ and QB, we will get what is width of the river AB, because AQ plus QB is nothing but AB. That is the trick we are going to use. You may understood. And so which is the first right triangle I am going to consider the first right. The figure is the essence of the problem. Okay, so consider the first right triangle AQP. Consider the first right triangle AQP. So I have considered the first right triangle AQP. This is the first right triangle I am going to consider. So here, which is the angle given? 30 degree. According to 30 degree, what is given? According to 30 degree, opposite side is there. What we need? We need adjacent side AQ. So which ratio can be applied? Tan, obviously. So what we can do? Just apply tan on the given angle 30. So tan 30. Tan 30 will be opposite by adjacent. Here opposite is PQ, adjacent is AQ. So tan 30 will be opposite is PQ by AQ. No, PQ by AQ. What is the value of tan 30? 1 by root 3. And what is PQ from the figure? It is very clear that PQ is nothing but 3, and AQ is not given. Let it be AQ itself. And can you cross multiply now? Yes, 1 into AQ is AQ. So 3 into root 3 is 3 root 3. Just mark it as your first equation. We got the value of AQ anyway. So we got AQ. Now we got AQ, no? And what we need more? We need QB also. So for that, which right triangle can be considered? PQB can be considered. So the next one, you just consider right triangle PQP. In that, which is the angle given? 45 is the angle given. 45 degree is the angle given. According to 45 degree, opposite side is there. Adjacent side we need. Adjacent of 45 we need. So which is the ratio can be used? Tan 45, obviously. So tan 45 is equal to opposite by adjacent. That means 3 by QB. You may understood. 3 by QB. What is the value of tan 45? Obviously tan 45 is very simple. That is 1. 1 is equal to 3 by QB. And when you cross multiply, 1 into QB become QB is equal to 3. When you just take this QB to left side, so it become 1 into QB is equal to 3. So QB is equal to 3. Let it be a second equation. So we understood AQ from the first equation. We understood what is QB from the second equation. Then how you can calculate AB. Now it is a time to calculate AB. AB is nothing but the width of the river. So here you can write. So the width of the river is AB is equal to, AB is nothing but, from the figure it is very clear that AB is nothing but AQ plus QB. So AB is nothing but AQ plus QB. What is AQ? From the first equation AQ is 3 root 3. From the second equation QB is 3. So 3 root 3 plus 3. If you want, you can take 3 outside. Then what will remain? Because 3 is common in both time. When you take 3 outside, here root 3 will remain. Here nothing will remain. At that time you are supposed to write root 3. And now you just see the question, is there any value of root 3 is given? No. So this is enough. Suppose if the value of root 3 is given in the question, we are supposed to substitute that. Otherwise you can let the answer like this. AB is equal to 3 root 3. 3 into root 3 plus 1. And this is going to be the width of the river. So how this question? I think this question is very interesting. And we got the same answer as just like textbook answer. See, 3 into root 3 plus 1 meter. And you are not, so you don't forget to write the unit meter, because all the every other measure are in meter. So obviously this also should be in meter. And this is the answer for our question. Okay, so shall we open exercise? Okay, so let me open exercise 9.1. And in exercise 9.1 it is filled with a very easy question, moderate level question, and standard level question. So in the beginning session we can see very simple question. So let me have a look. So I'm not going to leave any question. Let us solve all the question in exercise 9.1. And let me try to solve the first question, and after that we will move to the second question, and if we can we will solve third question also. Okay, so let me try to solve the first 3 questions, because time is precious, we have to save time. So please watch the video well, because we are going to start exercise. See, I forgot to ask you one thing. Did you understand the question example 7? You may understand it. I think it is very clear for you. And so shall we go to exercise? Good. Okay. So exercise 9.1, just read the question. A circus artist is climbing a 20-meter long rope which is tightly stretched and tied from the top of a vertical pole to the ground. Find the height of the pole if the angle made by the rope with the ground level is 30 degrees. What is the meaning of the question? A circus artist, he is going to climb a 20-meter long rope. He is going to climb how much meter long? 20-meter long rope, which is tightly stretched and tied from the top of a vertical pole to the ground. Find the height of the pole if the angle made by the rope with the ground level is 30 degrees. That means that rope is making an angle 30 degrees with the ground also. So let me draw a figure of the question. So what is the meaning of the question? A circus artist is climbing a 20-meter long rope. He is going to climb a 20-meter long rope. In order to climb over a rope, he must tie that rope. And what he did, he tightly stretched and tied from the top of a vertical pole to the ground. So എന്താണ് ആൾ ചെയ്തത്? ആ ഒരു സർക്കസ് ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റിന് കയറ് കൂടെ വലിഞ്ഞു കയറണം, അതാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഐറ്റം. സോ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കയറ് നന്നായി ടൈറ്റായി കെട്ടണം. ടൈറ്റായി കെട്ടി എവിടെ നിന്ന് എങ്ങോട്ട് കെട്ടി? ഒരു പോൾ എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ഹൈറ്റുള്ള ഒരു സാധനം, അതിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ നിന്നും ടോപ്പ് ഓഫ് എ വെർട്ടിക്കൽ പോൾ ടു ദ ഗ്രൗണ്ടിലോട്ട് കെട്ടി. അപ്പം നമുക്ക് 2 രീതിയിൽ കെട്ടാം. വേണമെങ്കിൽ കുത്തനെ കെട്ടാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ചെരിച്ച് കെട്ടാം. അത് കുത്തനെയാണോ ചെരിച്ചാണോ കെട്ടിയെന്ന് എങ്ങനെയാണ് മനസ്സിലാക്കുക? If the angle made by the rope with the ground level is 30 degrees. So angle made by the rope with the ground is 30 degrees. That means that is inclined. That means അതിനൊരു ഇൻക്ലിനേഷൻ, അത് ചെരിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണോ ഉള്ളത്, കുത്തനെയല്ല. കുത്തനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ആംഗിൾ എത്ര വരണം? 90 ഡിഗ്രി വരണം. 30 ഡിഗ്രി എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ചെറിയൊരു ആംഗിളല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ. അതായത് ഇങ്ങനെ ചെരിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് ആ കയറ് കെട്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? സോ ലെറ്റ് മീ ഡ്രോ ദാറ്റ് ഫിഗർ അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ദ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. സോ സർക്കസ്, സോ എ പോൾ വി ഹാവ് ടു ഡ്രോ, ആൻഡ് so he is going to tie rope from here to the ground. Okay, so that I have drawn a pole first, and from this hook he is going to tie a rope. That rope should not be like this. That should be tightly stretched. That means that should just like a straight line, because tightly stretched. Okay. And of course it will represents the ground. This is ground, this is what is rope, and this is what is pole. Okay. And a circus artist, he is going to climb over that. Any problem? Let him climb. That is his business. All are busy with their work, and this is the situation according to the question. And one more thing is given, that rope is making an angle 30 degree with the ground. So where I can mark 30 degree? Here? No. Angle between rope and ground, that means here it should be 30 degree. So this is the figure according to the question, what we have to calculate. And one more thing is given, climbing a 20-meter long rope means the length of the rope also given. What is that? Length of the rope is given as what? 20 meter. So in this figure, what all the things given? So of course you can identify a right triangle. How many right triangles are there? Only one right triangle. If there is only one right triangle, the solution is going to be more simple. If there exists two right triangles, the solution is going to be little bit difficult. Okay, so since there exists only one right triangle, it is very simple. When you consider this situation as a right triangle, hypotenuse, because of course it is 90 degree. From the figure it is very clear that it is 90 degree. So hypotenuse is represented by the rope, and base is represented by ground, and this height is nothing but the pole. So what we have to calculate here, we have to find the height of the pole. That means the height of this pole we have to calculate. That means if I represent it as A, B, C, BC is the thing you have to calculate. So you have to write all the things here. At AB represents the distance between rope and the foot of the pole, and here BC represents the height of the pole, and AC represents the rope. Okay, and according to the question we have to calculate BC, that is what is height of the pole. So you can mention that also, what we have to calculate the height of the pole, that means BC. And consider right triangle. Which is the right triangle we have to consider? ABC. Okay, so consider, I am writing only the essence of the answer. All the remaining things you are supposed to write. So consider right triangle ABC. So which is the angle given? 30 degree is the angle given. According to this angle, what we have to calculate? Anyway we have to calculate the height of the pole. According to this angle, height of the pole is nothing but opposite side, isn't it? So what is given? According to 30 degree, opposite we have to calculate anyway. So opposite is there. Adjacent is not given. So do we get any benefit if you are comparing opposite side and adjacent side? No, opposite side is unknown, adjacent side also not given. So it is a time to relate between opposite and hypotenuse, because according to 30 degree, opposite is what we need, and according to 30 degree, hypotenuse is given. That is the only one thing given. So which all the criteria you have to relate? You have to relate between opposite and hypotenuse. So which ratio? This time which ratio you have to calculate? Sine, because sine is the only one ratio relating between opposite and hypotenuse. So what we can apply in triangle ABC? Just apply sine on 30. Sine 30 will be opposite by hypotenuse. Here according to 30 degree, opposite is BC and hypotenuse is AC, and it becomes BC by AC. So sine 30 value, I don't know, I forgot the value of sine 30. So what I can do, I know how to draw the triangle. So 90, 60, 30, 1, root 3, 2. So we need sine 30. Sine here is 30, opposite by adjacent. So 1 by 2. So 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to BC is not given, and AC, but AC is given as 20. Now you can cross multiply. 1 into 20 is 20. And 2 into BC is 2BC. And now it is a time to calculate BC. So BC will be what? 20 by 2, that is 10 meter. That means height of the pole is 10 meter. So this is the solution for the question. You may understood. And can we select second question? And the second question is, a tree breaks due to storm. A tree breaks due to storm, and the broken part bends so that a tree breaks due to storm. You may understood. Due to storm, a tree breaks, and the broken part bends. Obviously it will bend. Okay, so that the top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle 30 degree with it. The distance between the foot of the tree to the point where the top touches the ground is 8 meter. Find the height of the tree. Once again, read the question. A tree breaks due to storm and the broken part bends so that the top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle 30 degree with it. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു മരം കൊടുങ്കാറ്റിൽ ഒടിയുന്നു. ഒടിഞ്ഞു കഴിയുമ്പം ആ ഒടിഞ്ഞ പീസ്, ബ്രോക്കൺ പാർട്ട് സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും വളഞ്ഞിങ്ങനെ വരും. വളഞ്ഞിട്ട് എവിടെ തട്ടുന്നു? ടോപ്പ് ഓഫ് ദി ട്രീ, ട്രീയുടെ മുകൾ ഭാഗം എന്തിന് തട്ടുന്നു? ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ തട്ടുന്നു. ബൈ മേക്കിംഗ് ആൻ ആംഗിൾ 30 ഡിഗ്രി വിത്ത് 30 ഡിഗ്രി ആംഗിൾ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ രണ്ട് രീതിയിൽ മരം ഒടിയാം. എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ മരം ഒടിയാം? സപ്പോസ് ഇഫ് യു കൺസിഡർ ദിസ് ആസ് ട്രീ, ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബ്രേക്ക് ഡ്യൂ ടു സ്റ്റോം ഇൻ ബോത്ത് വേസ്. സി, ഇതൊരു മരമാണെങ്കിൽ അതിന് ഇങ്ങനെ തന്നെ മറിയാം. ഇങ്ങനെ തന്നെ മറിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വാട്ട് ഈസ് ആംഗിൾ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ആൻഡ് ദ ട്രീ? ഇറ്റ് ബിക്കം 0 ഡിഗ്രി. ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡ്യൂ ടു സ്റ്റോം, if the tree is, anyway it breaks, if it breaks in such a way that in this way, what will be the angle between the tree and the ground? That will be 0 degree, no? Yes. അപ്പം ഇങ്ങനെ ആയിരിക്കുമോ ഒടിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടാവുക? ഇങ്ങനെയല്ല ഒടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവുക. That angle between the top of the tree and the ground should be 30 degree according to the question. So how we can draw the figure? You may understood, you may got the idea. See, this is what is tree. So due to storm, suppose if it is tree, if you consider this as tree, due to storm, it was a big tree, but due to storm it breaks in this way. So from here, from this particular point, it breaks. Any problem? So that the top of the tree, this is what is top of the tree and this is what is ground. It was a tree, it was a long tree, but due to storm, from suppose from this point it breaks, and the top of the, this is what is top of the tree. Now top of the tree touches the ground, in this way. Now we just see there exists an angle between the top of the tree or broken part with the ground. That angle is given as 30 degree. So it should be the way of drawing, no? Then only we can mark here an angle. You may understood the figure. Okay. And the angle between the top of the tree and the ground is given as what? 30 degree. You may understood. And this is the top of the tree. Okay. And now what is the given thing? The distance between the foot of the tree, this is what is foot of the tree, to the point where the top touches the ground. This is the point where the tree touches the ground. So the distance between this point and this point is given in the question as what? 8 meter. The distance between the foot of the tree to the point where that top of the tree touches the ground. That distance, that particular distance is given us in the question as what? 8 meter. What we are supposed to calculate? We are supposed to calculate the total or height of the tree. If it is ABC, of course a presence of a right triangle came. How many right triangle? Only one right triangle. So in order to solve this question is very simple, because there exists only the presence of one right triangle. So which will give you the height of the tree? BC? No. BC we have to calculate, AC we have to calculate, and add BC and AC. Then only we will get the total height of the tree, because BC is a part of the tree and AC is the broken part of the tree. When you add BC and AC, only will give you only the complete length of the tree. So BC we have to calculate first and AC we have to calculate. Which is the angle given here? So what all the things you had to write here? AB is the distance. Here BC. So you can write in this way. Here BC plus AC. You can write in this way. Here BC plus AC is the total height of the tree, and AB is the distance between the foot of the tree and the top of the tree. Okay, and angle between the top of the tree and the ground is given as 30 degree, and distance between foot of the tree and the top of the tree is given as or broken part of the tree is given as 8 meter in the question. All the things you have to write in your own words, and after that you can start writing consider which right triangle, consider right triangle, which is the right triangle you can consider A, B, C. No doubt, because only one right triangle is there. Of course this will be 90 degree. Why? Because that tree should be perpendicular to the ground, so that angle should be 90 degree. And you can think, you can ask me doubts, sir, can all the trees perpendicular to the ground? The answer for the question is no. But in trigonometry, in application of trigonometry in this chapter, all the trees are always perpendicular. Okay. And consider right triangle ABC. Consider right triangle ABC, and in that right triangle, which is the angle given? 30 degree is the angle given. So according to the 30 degree, we need BC, no? Because in order to get the total height of the tree, we need BC and AC. So anyway, we need BC. So according to 30 degree, BC is nothing but opposite side, and what is given? Adjacent side of 30 is given as 8. This is what is adjacent side, that is given. So according to 30 degree, this is given, and this is the adjacent side of 30 degree. So how you can connect opposite and adjacent? By using the ratio tan. So just apply tan on that. Tan 30 is nothing but opposite by adjacent. In the figure, opposite to 30 is BC, adjacent to 30 is AB. So of course it is BC by AB. And tan 30 value is 1 by root 3, because we already by hearted that value, because we already used many times tan 30. And BC is not given, let it be right like that. AB is given as what? 8 meter. When you cross multiply, you will get the value of BC. Just cross multiply. 1 into 8 is 8. Root 3 into BC is root 3 BC. We need BC, then what will be BC? Take this root 3 to left side. Since the root 3 is multiplied with the BC, when you take to left side, it become in the denominator part. That means BC is nothing but 8 by root 3. But it is very clear that BC is 8 by root 3 is not in a here the denominator is not a rational number, it is an irrational number. To make it as rational only, just multiply both numerator and denominator with root 3. That is a method. Okay. Suppose either 1 plus root 3 ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ കോഞ്ചുഗേറ്റ് കൊണ്ട് 1 minus root 3 കൊണ്ട് മുകളിലും, സപ്പോസ് ഇതൊരു 2 plus root 3 ആണ് ഡിനോമിനേറ്റർ എങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ 2 minus root 3 കൊണ്ട് മുകളിലും താഴെ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യും കോഞ്ചുഗേറ്റ് കൊണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഇതിവിടെ ജസ്റ്റ് root 3 ആയതുകൊണ്ട് വിത്ത് സെയിം നമ്പർ യു ക്യാൻ മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ന്യൂമറേറ്റർ ആൻഡ് ഡിനോമിനേറ്റർ. ദാറ്റ് വാസ് ദ മെത്തഡ് വി യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ റാഷണലൈസേഷൻ. സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് 8 into root 3? 8 root 3. What is root 3 into root 3? 3. So this much meter. So length of BC is nothing but 8 root 3 by 3 meter. You may understood. Okay. Now we got BC. Now we just see, again you can consider the angle 30 degree. According to 30 degree, what we need? Anyway, we got BC, let it be there. According to 30 degree, we need AC also, because BC plus AC only will give you total height. So AC also we need. According to 30 degree, AC is hypotenuse. And what is given according to 30 degree? Adjacent is given. So according to 30 degree, this is hypotenuse and this is given. So that means according to 30 degree, adjacent is given, hypotenuse we have to calculate. So which is the ratio connecting between hypotenuse and adjacent? Hypotenuse and adjacent, of course, cos. So just apply cos on that. Cos 30 is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. According to 30, adjacent is AB. AB by hypotenuse is AC. So cos 30 value, I forgot the value of cos 30. So let me draw the triangle. 60, 30, 1 root 3, 2, cos 30 is adjacent by hypotenuse, so root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2 is equal to AB is 8 divided by AC. When you cross multiply, what is root 3 into AC? Root 3 AC. What is 2 into 8? 16. You may understood, no? You just cross multiply, you will get root 3 AC is equal to 2 into 8 as 16. We need AC. What will be AC? 16 by root 3, no? So we have reached root 3 AC is equal to 16. So of course AC will be 16 by root 3. So when you cross see, നിങ്ങളൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്താൽ ഒരു കാര്യം ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് എന്താണ് കിട്ടിയത്? നമുക്ക് 8 by root 3 എന്നല്ല കിട്ടിയത്. അത് നമ്മൾ റാഷണലൈസ് ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറൊരു ഐഡിയ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സപ്പോസ് 8 by root 3 ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ റാഷണലൈസ് ചെയ്തില്ല എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. സപ്പോസ് ഇവിടെ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല കേട്ടോ, ഒരു കുഴപ്പമില്ല, ചെയ്യുന്നതൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാം. ഞാൻ പറയുകയാണ്, ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ റാഷണലൈസ് ചെയ്തില്ല, നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ വെച്ച് നിർത്തുന്നു. BC is 8 by root 3. ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് കിട്ടി? AC കിട്ടി 16 by root 3. You may understood. And what will be the total height of the tree? We have to calculate the total height of the tree. What is total height of the tree? Total, from the figure it is very clear that total height of the tree is nothing but BC plus AC. So total height of the tree is nothing but BC plus AC. What is BC? BC we got it as what? 8 by root 3. 8 by root 3. What is AC? 16 by root 3. We got AC as 16 by root 3. Since the denominator is same, just write that. What is 8 plus 16? 24. So answer is 24 by root 3. But now you can rationalize. Okay. Instead of rationalizing separately, here in the final answer you can rationalize. That is better. We can save our time. So how you can rationalize? Just multiply both numerator and denominator with root 3. You may understand the addition of the rational number with the same denominator. Since the denominator is same, just write the denominator as it is, add the numerator. That was the method I used. You may understood. And just multiply both numerator and denominator with the denominator. Why? Because it is an irrational number. So answer will be 24 into root 3 will be 24 root 3. And root 3 into root 3 will be 3. Now we can cancel what? 3 and 24 will get cancelled in 3. How many 3? 1, 24, 8. So answer will be 8 root 3 meter. So this is going to be the height of the tree. If you want, you can check the backside answer. Backside answer also same as 8 root 3. So this is what is height of the tree, and you must write conclusion. So the height of the tree is 8 root 3 meter. You may understood. Shall we go to the next question? See, when I ask you, shall we go to the next question, a scene came in my mind. Suppose if I am in classroom, when I ask you just like this question, from the back bench, some students will say something. Sir, only 2 minutes is remaining, sir. Just now the bell will ring, sir. Okay. So I'm going to accept their request. So I'm going to wind up the session because bell will ring just now, no? So let me wind up the session. And so first 2 questions we discussed, and the next question onwards we will discuss in the next video link. And please watch the video link. If you have any doubt, just make a call and clarify the doubt. And thank you. Take care. Corona is spreading. Now it is more than it seems approximately 800 today, and by the next day it will be approximately 900 patients per day. It is increasing, and so take care. And please practice well, because you are in 10th standard and you may understood the result of your seniors. And ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും പറയുന്നത് അവർക്ക് നല്ല റിസൾട്ട് ഉണ്ടാവുമെന്ന്. ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് അവർക്ക് നല്ല റിസൾട്ട് ഉണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും 90ൻ്റെ മേലെ കിട്ടിയ കുട്ടികളുണ്ട്. മാളവിക, ഷീ സ്കോർഡ് 97, and I think Alentina, she scored 93, Anuvinda, she scored 93 in March, Supriya, she scored 93 in March, and Ayush, he scored 92, and Krista, she scored 87. That was a good mark. Then Afshan, he scored 85 or something like that. And that kind of good marks are there in March. But we all together, when we consider the result, that is not a good result. But those who practiced well, they scored good marks. You may understood that. So please start working for the board exam. The advantage is Corona. That advantage you can use, because some of the topics already they have removed. So maybe this exam is going to be simple, because they can consider the situation. It was an online class and all. They will make the exam simple. But since it is board, we cannot predict anything. So please be serious in your work. Please be serious in your work. Please be serious in your work. Thank you.